He guesses it's an armory cause of all the loot on the walls. Nahi disagrees. Zombies don't use this gear, giving trophy room vibes. Nines and the stone dude are totally shocked by the info. She explains that big brain monsters like Lich's hoard fallen adventurer gear to flex. Makes sense now. Nahi thinks this dungeon layout is way too sweaty for their level. With a Lich boss? No wonder everyone keeps taking the L here. But one thing is super sus to her. Why are there kid toys and random junk that isn't raid gear? The stone guy mentions some tea he heard once. Like he said, they usually grind the sketch dungeons people skip. This one was famous for squad wipes. Weirdly, villagers started vanishing right after that spawned. He adds that they didn't spot anything weird while exploring before. But seeing this? Hero gasps, a kidnapping dungeon. He asks if mobs actually leave the zone to snatch normies. Nines gets totally triggered just thinking about it. No dungeon break though, so shouldn't they be stuck inside? Our hero says, it's just a theory since snatching type dungeons are super rare. Usually mobs are stuck, and logic says, they get nerfed outside the barrier unless the dungeon breaks. He says in this scenario, they gotta wreck that lich to find the truth. No other choice, so he's gonna delete that lich. A knight can't ignore such toxic behavior. For real, my world? It's basically Dungeon Central. First, creepy caverns popped up. Then came those confusing maze levels. Finally, huge towers. Basically, the whole planet is a dungeon now. And yeah, they're absolutely stuffed with sweet loot. So, naturally, every greedy adventurer wants a piece of the pie. But you can't just wake up and decide to be a hero. You gotta be one of the special chosen ones. Enter our guy, lugging a massive sealed bag toward a sketchy dude. Sketchy dude asks for a permit but keeps eyeing the gear. He's totally obsessed with what the kid is packing. Whoa, that backpack is ginormous, he gasps. I sigh. I've basically become the backpack. Name's Nee, white rank mule. Then Mr. Adventurer gets all salty and impatient. Late? Seriously? Kids these days have zero work ethic, he rants. I cringe a little. My bad, dude. Totally my first time in this zone, I explain. Why are you solo? Where's the rest of your squad? We prepaid 50 coins. Did the guild ghost us? I smirk. Relax. I'm the 50 gold coin premium package. Just me, I declare, trying to flex. He looks at me like I'm speaking alien. You think this is a game, kid? He yells. We need 4 or 5 porters for this raid. You nuts? He's getting super harsh now. Gonna carry our gear and the dungeon loot? Yeah, right. Can you carry the weight of our lives too? So dramatic. Get a clue. Go back and get back up, he demands. Don't mess up our run, he warns. Bro, chill. I can haul enough for a 4-man team. Impossible. He insists. Physics doesn't work that way. Classic rookie reaction. They always freak out like this. Even charging 5 times the rate, I'm barely making 10 coins. Whatever. Talk is cheap. Time to show, not tell. I drop the mega bag and start stuffing their gear in. It all vanishes inside like a glitch in the Matrix. The adventurer's jaws practically hit the floor. What the heck, is that an infinite inventory bag? I grin. Yep. Fits everything. Easy peasy. Now they're hype. Where'd you get that legendary drop? Is it heavy? Man, I need one of those. Sorry, I lie. Soul-bound item, can't share. So, are we doing this or what? I ask. Don't get cocky, the leader grumbles. Cool bag, but you're still just a luggage boy. Even with the red flags, this dude still hires him. Meet Jeffnam, top-tier gold sword slinger and boss of the Fallen Wolves. But he throws up a fist with one rule, gotta work for that coin. Unless he grinds like 5 dudes at once, he's toast. Gene wonders if this guy's legit the boss, cause he's super intense. Then the boss yells, grab your loot, we're raiding. Jin's hyped. He's a pro carrier with energy for days. He smells something epic coming this run. Squad enters the dungeon, and our boy vows to keep him happy. The reason he stacks so much cash isn't just his porter skills, but cause he keeps his clients totally stoked. Creeping through the dark, it gets obvi that dungeon diving is risky business. Suddenly, trouble's knocking. Jin knows traps or mobs could jump him any second. One guy steps up, squad ready to brawl. Boss points at mobs, incoming. Boom, chaos everywhere. Jeff goes beast mode on his target. Dungeons are random chaos, stressing everyone out big time. Boss snaps, told you to stay sharp. You scared? One guy gripes he got roasted cause of someone else, sparking drama. Our hero thinks, this drama? Exactly why I picked this gig. He's loving it. He grabs the squad's attention, digging in his bag. Bet you guys are starving. Got some munchies for ya. The dudes are shook, drooling over the mystery grub. The smell hits different, too. What is that? They gasp, seeing the spread. Jin cooked a legit feast with his secret skill, Dungeon Diner. They dive in immediately. This is fire, they say. Still hot like it's fresh. Another guy's like, oh my god, even the salad is crisp. One dude's crying, I've been living on rock hard bread. Does the bag keep it fresh? They ask, amazed he cooked it too. Hyped, our boy. Says kinda. But thinks the real secret is way cooler. Then he shouts, you ain't seen nothing yet. He dips his hand in water and starts filling something. Another secret porter skill unleashed. Arkham Paradise. The guy's mind is blown. Feels like a hot spring resort in a snowfield, pure bliss. Opens his peepers. Not what he thought, but still totally sick. But hey, not. Everyone is vibing with it. Cap'n screams, think this is spring break? Says chilling here is nuts. It's too cozy to fight. His buddy nods like, big facts. Eventually, they shrug and decide to just roll with the punches. Jeff Gnome admits he gambled. Didn't think this fluff was worth 50 gold. Almost demanded a refund. But watching the guy work? 50 coins is a total steal. MC goes, isn't this the real way to crush dungeons? Explains that normies think the hard part is just big monsters. But stress and vibes wreck you too. Says wiping cause you're hangry or tired is classic. He claims dungeon porters. I need pros to win so everyone secures that bag. So he grinds hard for the W. Says it's no biggie. The veteran stared, totally shook. Says calling this meh is kinda cute. They never get pampered like this outside. Actually admits he's never felt this spoiled. Claims he's so hyped now, like he could solo anything. Tells our boy, don't sweat the finale. But NG blushes, asking the dude about his drip. Moving out, MC thinks dungeon runs can actually be chill. Next brawl starts, and he sees the squad is OP, so mobs are easy. Real issues the boss though. Always super random and wild. Jeff Nom buffs his blade, trash talking the boss's sneakiness. Yells, don't let it breathe, spam those attacks. Beast roars loud, prepping a counter. Swings at a dude, but he dodges like a ninja. Fires back. Crossbow bolt to the leg with a web skill. The beast felt that, rages out and throws a massive hit. But the squad's awake shields up, blocked. Leader readies up with his weapon. Uses multiplication boom, monster diced. Things not quitting though. Preps a breath blast. But the squad? Totally ready. Jeff senses the vibe check incoming. Meanwhile, our boy watches from the nosebleeds. Scans the foe, it's a B-rank lizard boss. Given their stats, win chance is over 80%. He knows that 20% fail rate isn't just a number if this all squad chokes, I'm toast, and dying, is definitely not on my to-do list. So, I start digging through my pack, gotta step in. I rummage around wondering what to grab until bingo. Found the perfect toy. The team hits hard enough, no doubt, so I just need to distract the beast for a split second to fix this mess. Kinda hurts to waste such a pricey smoke shroom, but beating the dungeon comes first. So yeah, gotta do what I gotta do. Tricky part is actually hitting the ugly thing. Suddenly, the monster goes full aggro right at the team leader. Perfect. Wild moves or not, once it commits to a pounce, it's an easy target. I yeet the mushroom straight at it. Thing didn't even flinch until bam. Face full of thick smoke. The creature looks totally dazed by the cheap shot. The leader screams my name like I'm his savior. I pop a flare. Go time. Jeff Nom loves the chaos and jumps in. He charges forward, yelling, loud and clear. Dude hops right onto the monster's back, which is still clueless, and winds up for a knockout punch. Just as the beast realizes it's screwed a second too late. Then the boss lands the finisher, totally deleting the beast. He looks at it with a smug grin and gives props to everyone for the win, telling us to grab the loot. G thinks the clear was smooth, but the victory vibes were super short-lived cause the mood tanked fast. The reason? Disappointment. The loot was absolute trash. A B-rank mob should drop 20 stones easy, but we got 5. Just 5. To make it worse, the rest was just junk from weak goblins. Basically, if you look at the sweat and cash spent versus what we got, it was a total waste of time. And splitting that tiny pile of scraps among 4 people? A joke. That's probably why the hype of beating the dungeon vanished and things got super awkward. The squad started bickering over how to split the reward, proving people get salty when there's barely anything to share. Whatever. I cheer up cause that drama is for adventurers. I'm just the porter, I get my flat rate cash regardless of the drop. I decide to cool things down before the arguing gets toxic. Time to wrap this up. I grab 2 bottles. Yo, good game. You guys look thirsty, want a drink? They all stare at me, standing next to the dead boss. Leader grins, full service even after the fight, you're too much. Plus that smoke bomb move? Clutch. He says finding me was honestly the best loot of the day. I just laugh. Stop, you're gonna make me blush. Humble bragging, saying he just helped a teeny bit. But one adventurer calls bluff on the modest act, saying the kid's skills are actually blowing his mind. He points out that magic bag is bottomless might be worth more than the dungeon loot. Another guy cracks a joke, wondering if there's stacks of cash stashed in there too. The veteran adds, well, we are talking about the porter costing 50 gold coins. Agreeing with the boss, he says finding this kid was the real jackpot. But then, the vibe gets weird. Like, instantly, our main guy senses something is way off, wondering why everyone just flipped the script. Asterisk crash, asterisk something smashes a booze bottle to smithereens. He spins around a crossbow bolt just whizzed right past his face. Freaking out, he yells, yo, what the heck? Just as another shot flies in, he dodges last second but hits the dirt, totally confused. The old veteran offers a chill my bad, claiming he wanted to end it quick and painless. Says to think about it, adventurers risk their lives, so they can't just hand over the prize on a silver platter. Another dude's like, don't be mad, we're just broke right now. Then he drops the truth, let's be real, that fancy bag is wasted on a simple porter. Scrambling up, our hero gets it, classic betrayal arc. The porter gig usually ends with getting dead. If he croaks, they'll just blame a goblin, perfect crime. No matter what, he's just a tool to these people. Suddenly, their friendly faces morph into greedy glares, looking at him like loot. Weirdly though, he's not even sweating it. He knows the score, this world is trash. In a place where your birth decides your destiny, nobody cares about a lowly porter. Remembers how they laughed when he first got his bag skill. Told him that with a lame power like that, he couldn't be a hero, just a background character. Porter. Carrying bags was his only ticket to the show. The world slapped that label on him and shut the door. Guess these guys are just like the rest. Meanwhile, one guy barks, you get it? And tells him to drop the loot and drop dead. Then he lunges, screaming about him being a useless bag boy. Hero doesn't blink. He's ready to throw hands. Thinking, like I'm gonna just give up? He dips his hand into the magic bag fast. The guy swings hard, but times he blocks at last second with an item. The attacker gasps, no way. You block that? Our guy digs his heels in and launches himself straight at the dude. Sword out bam. He lands a solid hit on the enemy. The old guy's jaw drops as our hero yanks some weird axe from his pack and chucks it. Smash. Beardy's crossbow is toast. The whole squad is shook seeing their gear snap like that. Boss man's freaking out, like, how is this even real? They're panicking, did their buddy just get wrecked? Jeff screams, this is nuts, why can't we drop him? Bam. Kid grabs item 3 and splashes the whole crew with goo. They're all shrieking, ah! It burns. Smoke clears, and there's our boy, dual wielding and locked in. One swipe slices a shield in half, dude looks terrified. Next hit sends him flying backward. Total knockout. Finally, our hero scopes out the leftovers. They're looking pretty sweaty now. Boss is stunned, this kid just soloed 3 pros with his bare hands? No way, he thinks. How? He's just a white rank. Totally confused, he demands answers. Glare on full blast, he yells, who are you? Big grin. Just a dungeon porter, bro. Cut 2, bad guys trussed up like turkeys outside. Then our hero spots something. Carriage incoming, he waves like crazy. Hey! Over here. Someone hops out. A girl asks if he's the porter. She mentions hearing about some shady crimes inside. Came to snoop around. Meet Petra, she's the inspector. She looks around, baffled. What's the deal here? Then she gets mad, what the heck happened inside? Kid says, let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Suddenly, noise comes from his magic sack. Playback starts, them mocking him and plotting to kill him. Petra gasps. Fascinating. She realizes the bag is a wire. Even though she says the design is kinda janky, Nee explains it records audio too. Petra nods. Okay, I get it, they betrayed you. That's plenty of proof. But how to mere porter wreck these guys? Also, looks like they're high on smoked shrooms. He grins, you know those shrooms? Enough to know they're not snacks, she says. They cause major issues and a red face. Playing innocent, he explains, basically, they ate shroom-laced snacks before jumping me. Bad timing. He's all, bet you think I got lucky, huh? I mean, how else does a luggage boy wreck pros? Smirking, he hits a dude with, am I right or am I right? Guy stares daggers, knowing it's total cap. Real talk? They ate toxic shrooms, total rookie trap. Hyped, MC grills him, you really a gold rank? Legit? Even if they aren't scrubs, they both traded blows, and MC was keeping up perfectly. Dude sensed the vibes were off. Even tired from the boss, losing to a mule is wild. MC's wondering how this slowpoke beat a goblin. He dives in with his blade, while the other guy rages about getting owned by a carrier. Striking back, he tried to gaslight himself into thinking he's just a porter. G dodges with a grin, teasing, that all you got? Try harder. He keeps sidestepping and trash talking. Sword guy loads up his alt move and starts spamming slashes. MC dodges, laughing in his face. The leader, totally shook by this, snaps and screams, calling the porter a scumbag while throwing a huge hit which MC slips. Anyway, reason they got clapped is obvious. Jeff realizes it's not the porter's buff he's nerfed. Right then, he notices his body feeling super weird. Like, why me, and why do I want to hurl? MC grins, did I forget to mention the poison? Says the grub earlier was spiked with hidden toxin. Calls it insurance against sketchy bosses. Leader guy, twitching from the venom, screams, you plotted this trap all along. But our boy just gives a smug smirk. Asks how a weak porter could ever trick. Big pros. Says again, it was just safety protocol. Clarifies that getting betrayed was their choice. He just triggered it now. He adds that usually he hands over the cure after the dungeon. But someone had to be an idiot. Reminds them they smashed a bottle earlier. Totally amped, he asks what I'm gonna do with only one cure left. Even now, the whole poison thing sounds crazy. So the boss man goes. Resigned, he's like, whatever, just unlucky with the stew. But low-key salty he got owned by a porter. Crying, cause he didn't hog the whole meal. Meanwhile, the inspector's processing the drama. Got it, she says, ordering the crooks away. I'm done, can I dip? She stops him. Heading to town? Need a lift? Heroes shook. Wait, for free? Bit later, squads rolling to the city. Sucks you had bad vibes, she says. Official apology from the association. But he's just like, it's chill. Porters get treated like dirt anyway. For real? She sighs. Maybe, but gotta warn you about something. She knows he wasn't at fault, but haters won't see it that way. Them? Dawn Guild, super shady and toxic. Reason aside, hurt their crew, they clap back. Better watch your back for a bit. Suddenly, she's totally freaked out. Yo, you listening? He replies, deadpan, yeah. Then times pops its head out. Told you to hide, gluttony. You scare peeps. But the lil guy's whining cause he's hangry. Inspector screams, what the heck is that? Cringe. Chill, it's just gluttony. Bag squatter, he explains. This dude sorts my inventory. Before him. Total mess inside. Payment? Tons of magic stones. Crazy dungeon run, so he put in work. Plus, he gets to keep all the loot. Usually gotta split that 4 ways. Feeling generous, good vibes today. He offers gluttony double the snacks. Creature starts munching, super happy. Petra's like, never seen that. Eat stones? For real? New to me too, but he's chill, promise. She says that's wild. Actually, the bag's the real MVP. Unique. Suddenly, one of the horses goes nuts. Everyone jumps. What's the deal? Why they tripping? Soldiers clueless. Random panic mode. Then, our hero senses a disturbance. He glances back, trying to pin down that weird vibe. Everyone freezes as things get freaky, then it clicks for our guy. No doubt about it. He realizes it's a dungeon break but wonders, why now? He flags the inspector down, pointing straight at the disaster zone. Yo, he tells her, I sense a major break popping off past those hills. Petra's totally shook, realizing this situation is actually a massive headache. Wait, how are you even tracking that? She figures he's gotta have some cheat code magic radar or something. Gut feeling. He shrugs. She's like, define gut feeling? But he's already zoning in, laser focused on the vibes, and senses the danger spiking. Zero time to debate this. They gotta hustle before people start getting wrecked. Petra thinks he's capping, she's the pro here and feels nothing. But Lil Gluttony is jumping in, backing him up 100%. I smell yummy magic stones, it squeaks. Definitely happening. The little guy insists the stone scent is super strong, drifting from over the ridge. He's totally sure about it. Hearing that, Petra sighs. Alright, let's go check it out. He starts explaining, leave a dungeon alone too long, and you trigger a break event where the monsters go savage, spilling out and smashing everything in sight like total maniacs. That's why clearing these pits is kinda mandatory for survival. So Petra finally admits, yeah, we're staring at a break. Reading spiked ages ago, she adds. It's gonna blow any second. Still curious, she grills him again on how he managed to radar detect that mess from miles away. Our hero grimaces. You don't forget a creepy vibe like that. He's flashing back to a nightmare scenario, pure chaos and horror. Petra eyes him, wondering if he's survived one of these before. But seriously, sensing it from this distance, that's wild. Naji pipes up, something smells fishy about this whole deal. It's near a town. No way adventurers haven't cleared it yet. Petra nods. Logs say a team was already assigned to handle it. Who took the gig? Our hero asks. And what's their rank? It's a D rank pit. Team was 1 mithril and 2 coppers. Hearing that stat line, he frowns. A mithril pro in a D rank dive? That is majorly sus. Something's off, he says. I need to head over there. Gotta check the village. What's your play, Inspector? She asks. You think this mess is tied to your hunch? She dumps the prisoners on a guard and joins him. I'm coming too. Seconds later, the duo blasts off toward the village, skidding to a halt there a bit later. It's chaos. Definitely not a normal Tuesday, he mutters. Petra agrees. A bunch of locals are screaming about. This drama has been dragging on forever with zero progress. People are totally freaking out about a potential dungeon bust. Nero, the martial arts guy, tries passing the buck to the boss, but gets shut down fast. That dude shutting him down is Van, a spooky necromancer. Venusla is losing her cool, screaming, what are we supposed to do if the boss ghosted us? The crowd starts roasting them, calling them total jerks. Our MC is like, called it. His bad vibes were spot on. A no-show happens when a big shot signs up but ditches the raid the second a juicier quest pops up. Petra explains that, yeah, obviously, the guild finds them, but our guy guesses it's just pocket change, and she agrees. So basically, he figures adventurers can bail whenever without any real consequences. But the locals? They lose everything if monsters break out tonight. He knows even if they cried to the guild for backup, the village would be toast before help arrived. Plus, these so-called heroes are clearly just making lame excuses to dodge work. One guy plays the victim card, saying, their leader bailed, so they're just wasting time taking the blame. Van chimes in, if anyone's got beef, go talk to the guild, cause he's done listening since it ain't his problem. Our main guy watches this mess, thinking, adventurers aren't heroes, just greedy sellouts looking out for number one. Still, as much as they suck, they're needed right now since only pros can handle a break, not a porter like him. Amir, the inspector, says, it blows, but they gotta evacuate cause staying alive is priority number one. Our hero mutters, staying alive? Like she's joking, wondering if she actually thinks that's gonna happen. Petra asks what's up, but he just brushes it off as thinking out loud. He points out winter's hitting soon, so if people lose their homes, how do they survive the freeze? He grips an amulet on his chest, says impossible, and tosses it, deciding this town doesn't need a porter. As he adjusts a shiny gold necklace, he wonders why fate is so messy. Then he gets hyped and tells Petra, check this out. A monster break right in the town I just walked into. He asks if it's true the winner keeps all the loot tax-free. She nods yep, totally true. He laughs, claiming he basically just hit the jackpot. The adventurers stare, confused. Is this rando seriously gonna solo the dungeon? Then they spot the color of his necklace gold rank. Suddenly, they realize he might actually pull it off. With a chill smile, our hero asks if they're planning to help, offering to split the loot 9 to 1. One share, deal? He decides playing the hero is his best move for now. He buzzes the inspector, what's the jail time for faking a license? She shoots back that the fine starts huge. Like, at least 1,000 gold pieces, if she remembers right. Ahead looms the dungeon gate, a tier into who knows where, basically marked gold rank pros only for a reason. Usually, it's the classic beat the baddies grind. But here? The terrain itself is trying to kill you. Even top tier vets can't guess the weather inside. Basically, these spots are total death traps you should avoid if you like living. Yet here they are, attempting a speedrun. Inspector checks the vibe's magical borders and says, whole thing implodes in 1 hour. Clock's ticking. 1 hour? That's barely enough time to panic in a rift. Naji just prays. Hope it's easy. We can't waste a single heartbeat. They dive in, blinded by the warp light. Petra stares, actually impressed. Other side? Total trip. Floating rocks everywhere. The crew is hyped. Nighttime outside, alien world inside. Someone claims Van's legend officially starts now. Even the inspector is vibing with the energy. Van brags he'll stun the whole guild. She giggles, you're only grinning. 'Cause you're clueless. Honestly, I thought we were toast. He admits he was sweating bullets too. Naji gets major deja vu. Eyeing the floating path, he mutters, feels like a scripted game level. Inspector smirks. Better start climbing, nice bluff earlier, by the way. Too late to back out now, he shrugs. If we begged as porters, they'd have ghosted us. Fake it, till you make it as a gold rank got them moving. It's messy, but if we don't clear this, boom dungeon break. Isn't that why you're here? Spot on, she nods. Nero suddenly gets the zoomies. Why the long faces? Slowpokes are useless. She crouches, yelling, I'll win this race solo. She launches, parkouring up the floating stones. Boy winces. Isn't that risky? Then snap. Invisible force yanks her wrist. She freezes, then drops like a puppet with cut strings. Annoyed, the guy calls out, asking if she's calling her nuts, reminding her she was just as reckless back at boot camp. She asks if she's being lectured, and he snaps back that, heck yeah she is, since they all know Rift dungeons come with nasty curses. She tries to clap back, insisting she totally knows that already. Petra finally steps in to chill them out, noting that while they're okay, the number one rule in these places is checking for active hexes immediately. Wondering why they're shackled, she realizes it's a proximity curse. They're tethered by ghostly chains that are invisible and intangible. Nero figures the curse won't trigger as long as they stick together like glue. The lead notes that cheap tricks usually fail here, but luckily, they're packed with a full set of climbing gear. Nero's jaw drops seeing the mountain of junk coming out of that bag. Pumped up, the hero insists they take it one step at a time. Best play here is slow and steady, rushing just burns stamina for nothing. That said, they can't crawl either. They've got to keep a solid, consistent rhythm. He tells the squad to follow his lead, reminding them that since they're linked by invisible tethers, they can't drift too far apart. He adds they need to move while keeping their spacing tight. Nero calls the leader a snail and wants to sprint, but the guy shuts him down. He argues that instead of blindly charging forward, they better stick to the plan to avoid backtracking, even if it feels slow. Still, he worries that even on the right path, they might hit a snag, and surprise he walks right into one. He thinks about how unpredictable these fissure dungeons are. Suddenly, he spots something totally weird. A rock beast chomps on floating debris. He thinks, new mob discovered. It's called a rock-eating stone boar. It's tanky but chill, so they're safe unless they poke the bear. Petra's shocked to see a critter like that down here. She notes the wiki says its digestion cycle is super fast. Right on cue, it hacks a pebble into the air. She figures it's literally reshaping the dungeon map as it eats. Totally geeked out, she calls the ecosystem amazing. Nero chuckles, noting how stoked she looks. She apologizes, admitting it's her first time seeing one in real life. But then she drops the bad news, their path just got wrecked. So, they've only got one play left. The lead says they gotta grapple onto that boar and rope up. But here's the kicker. If they miss and tick it off, they don't have the stats to fight it. Van just laughs, grinning, that's the issue? As he charges up a spell, he claims it's finally his time to shine. He tells the squad to watch closely how the great Van handles this. Then, he unleashes a necromancy skill. Snap fingers, and boom creepers spawn. Ragalin's in the house. MC is hyped. Summoning skills are super rare loot. Petra goes. If they hook it, Piggy stays asleep. But MC is sweating. The vibes are totally off. The minions start to glitch out. One head snaps back, super creepy. He realizes their movement is mad glitchy. Nero is like, classic camp fail right here. Van can't hold a summon, they always go boom. She screams, zip it, it's like patting your head and rubbing your tummy backwards. Van hits back, I'm trying. Just cross in 5 minutes, K? MC is freaking out over the timer though. Move it before we turn into fireworks. He yeets the hook. Minions latch onto the rock as soon as possible. Somehow, it's not a disaster yet. Porter guy begs, hold the line. He warns, heads up, my brain is linked to these things. MC crosses, thinking RNG is finally on their side. Squad is shimmying the rope. Naji thinks his buddy's skills are clutch here. Ez mode with these summons, he bets. But wait. It's been 3 minutes and vibes are off. Van yells, sprint, it's getting messy. MC sees it ain't speed, the whole map changed. Kid tries but goes, sorry, I'm gonna pop. Headshot cracks are spreading and I'm gonna hurl. I can't hold it. The creepers start fracturing. Bam! Huge explosion right by the stone pig. Piggy felt that shockwave and looks super salty. Anchor fails, hook slips, and the squad gets yeeted. MC screams good game. Grab anything you can. If they respawn at the bottom, they'll never summit. Gotta tank the damage somehow. He busts out a secret porter hack. Clutch save. His bag launches everyone sky high. They stick the landing on safe ground. MC asks, everyone still alive? Petra's like, yeah, adventurer. But adds, we lost tons of XP. Can we even summit in time? Naji goes, only one way to clutch this. No more magic skills allowed from here on out. Gear up. He pulls out special porter climbing kits. We're going straight up the wall now, guys. Gotta stay sharp. Zero chill allowed here, fam. We trip, we all crash. Closer to the top, the more glitches pop up. Watch for rock rain, sketchy spots, frozen zones, and a total cardio nightmare. Nero spots a weird rock. Hero's like, don't touch. That goes boom. Next sec, girl is screaming SOS, and the boy's whining, are we there yet? Hero's like, almost there, just hang tight. They rage, you said that like 10 times already. Nero's salty. I signed up to fight, not hike forever. Hero swears, no cap, I'm for real this time. He sees the peak and the big bad waiting up top. Squad hypes up. Finally, a monster to wreck. Van's stoked for his first legit brawl. Girl vows to crush the boss and flex on haters. Who ranked her bronze? Van's like, yeah, totally unfair. Then our guy spots a major clue. Checking their stats and skills, he figures. They're way past bronze. Maybe they got nerfed. 'Cause of spooky ancestors or beastman drama. One kid pipes up that, if it gets messy, leader handles it. Boy nods. He's gold rank, duh. But Hero thought they'd solo it. Inspector yells, pause, and says, something's super sus up ahead. Boss is a snake dragon, not a stone statue, she explains. Also, if the dragon's purple, it's basically zombie mode already. Thing opens its eyes. Hero's shook. Wait, what? A sword stuck in it, owner still chilling there. Guy's leaning on the beast, asking what the noise is. He looks down, scopes out our squad. Naji feels some serious bad vibes. Dude stares, then yeets himself right at them. Team freezes, but something zooms past Hero, and bam, guy's right there. He eyes our hero. Porter's like, whoa, strong. He's rocking a fancy badge. Hero spots the rank. This ain't just a simple glitch. Guy speaks up, this is totally a hassle. Didn't think anyone would come here. Says this dungeon needs to break. Hero thinks, lots of folks with weird goals like him. Man's like, keep it simple, it's decided. You 4 get wiped to cover up the mess. So, in this server, you join a guild and get ranked by your raw stats. Bottom of the barrel is white rank. Basically NPCs, porters, guides, miners, or desk jockeys with 0 fight skills. Then hits copper, the I survived the tutorial badge for newbies. If you can swing a sword without tripping, you get copper, better than a villager, but still pretty basic. Silver is for the grinders, the vets who actually farm dungeons efficiently. Players camp there. Gold is for the sweats, the tryhards with crazy XP and sick mechanics. They run the raids. That's the meta, but you got platinum and mithril, which are super rare drops. Rumor has it, guys at that level are basically hacking. You gotta be brokenly OP to even touch that tier. And yup, we're currently staring down a mithril rank dude. My guy is sweating bullets right now. He feels the dude's pressure, it's heavy. Even a team gank wouldn't scratch him. So, he whispers to the inspector, yo, what's the lore on this guy? She's like, yeah, he's famous. Not many high levels around. She spills the tea on Dawn Guild, those arrogant jerks she mentioned, and drops the bomb. This guy is their raid captain. She IDs him as Turkin the Berserker. Big yikes. Turkin clocks her face. Wait, you look familiar. You're that guild staff, right? Why are you LARPing in a dungeon? You're a white rank noob, remember? Petra tries to act cool, and hits him with the formal Sir Turkin line. Very polite. Bro, why isn't this dungeon cleared? It's glitching out, isn't it? Like, your job to stop the server from crashing? But the guy gives her this totally psycho stare and starts cackling like a maniac. Job? What job are you on about? He explains adventurers are just loot goblins, we do it for the cash. Think about it. Letting the dungeon break is way more profitable. Petra is shook. What even? But our main character totally gets the vibe. He never thought adventurers were heroes, but this? Realizing people this toxic exist is just gross. If this troll causes a break, he's gotta stop him. But there's a huge issue. Trying to PvP a mithril rank is straight up suicide. Time for a different strat. He puts on a fake smile. My bad, big guy. Total misunderstanding. We're just lost noobs who stumbled in here, didn't mean to crash your party. Then he pulls a piece offering a god tier skewer made by a master chef. Turkin blinks. You got snacks in your inventory? Nagi grins, you gotta be hungry, right? Our boy, fighting that trash head on? Nope. He needs a sneaky plan B. Time to nerf this guy from the inside out. The dude takes a bite and completely vibes with the food. It's piping hot and fresh. He's raving about how the meat and shrimp are totally bomb. Hero's thinking, yeah, stuff your face, but suddenly, the guy pauses. Wait. Is that ash mushroom? Fancy flavor. Then he gives the death stare. Did you seriously think that cheap trick would work? Welp. Our boy knows he is absolutely cooked. The villain wins up a punch. Here's the check for the meal. Blink and you miss it. Hero eats a fist and gets launched across the room. The chained girl screams as she gets yanked along, barely sticking the landing on a ledge. Panicking, she hollers, what are we supposed to do now? Villain rushes in, roasting them. Total noobs, can't handle a little chain curse? She guards up as he lunges. Welcome to your tomb, kiddies. He loads up another strike. She freezes, bracing for the pain train. Ivan screams, don't just stand there. And jumps into the fray. K-boom. An explosion rocks the summit, spitting smoke and sparks everywhere. From the chaos, a cool figure in a visor steps out. Durkin blinks. What kind of beast did you just summon? Is this kid a baby necromancer or something? Ivan rages, yo. You the raid leader who ghosted us at the entrance? Guy smirks. Was wondering which morons actually took this suicide mission. Everyone else skipped it. Now I see. It's you guys. Heard you were a total circus act. Ivan hypes Nero, don't sweat it. Stall, till the boss returns, then we jump him 3-on-1, especially since his hits our physical golems can tank that stuff all day. So they rush in, treating this death match like a gym spar. Durkin's loving it. He throws a haymaker that shakes the whole mountain. Hero's wrecked but blinks awake. The girl's like, you alive? She says she slapped some emergency meds on him. He thanks her, groggy. How bad is it out there? Real talk? She sighs. It's a total disaster. Nero and Ivan are sweating buckets just to survive. She goes for a cheap shot, but Durkin swats it away like a fly. She spins for a combo breaker, but the guy defends. Effortlessly, 0 damage taken. He gives her the crazy eyes. He grabs the golem's head, spins it, and plays bowling with Nero. Against a beast like that? Yeah, they're running on borrowed time. Hero realizes, okay, I messed up big time. Should have guessed the poison would bounce right off this guy. Girl's lost. He ignores that and asks, give me the intel on this creep. If he's mithril rank, he's gotta be an internet celeb. She nods. Unfortunately, you're spot on. She's like, dude's the goat in a brawl and has cleared heaps of dungeons. Plus, he's totally infamous for wrecking other players, making him a PvP pro with 6 sword skills. Dude's famous for slicing ogres in 2 like butter. Niji notes, he's weaponless RN, so she breathes easy. Our boy sighs, wishing she'd spill some cheat code, not just total buzzkill info. She adds that even if we miracle a win, we're out of time, so it doesn't matter how close the end is, we won't clock in. Plus, without this chain curse, we'd just split up. Hero whispers chain curse and gets a light bulb moment. Invisible, untouchable, but they're totally linked. Major issue, one goes down, everybody wipes. But flip the script, maybe it's actually a buff. One jumps, we all fly. Turning a nerf into a win condition. Could be the secret sauce to wrecking the top tier boss and the timer at once. He thinks, fake leader or real, gotta play every card. He knows that. Sola their toast, but combo skills? Maybe a shot. With that vibe, he hits up Petra too. Scan the zone and crunch the numbers. She replies it's easy at this range, can even map it. MC grins and tells her to speedrun it. She pops her skill, sketching a 3D map with a magic pen. Dude's hyped on the detail and says, it's way past expectation, calling her S tier. Petra just shrugs, that's beginner stuff. She asks the plan, and he says he'll use it too. Lock on, it's not just PvP, it's a boss raid. NG explains adventurers usually fight mobs. Way OP. He asks Petra if she knows the winning meta. She guesses XP strats? But he smirks and says nah. Then he drops the truth bombs that, to beat OP mobs, you gotta cheese 'em and play dirty. So, to wreck that monster, he's gotta play super grim. He yeets into action, vowing to fight trashy. Something flies at Durkin. He grins and catches the arrow easy. MC figured that sneak attack would actually land. But then, total plot twist hits. Porter trick, web shot. Enemy's movement starts lagging. Boom, protagonist spawns right in his face. Durkin grins, asking if it's 1 versus 1 time. Dude rushes in like he owns the place, total confidence mode activated. But my guy doesn't hesitate, dips into his bag and drops a porter special. Mushroom shower time. Guy stares at the flying shrooms like, wait, seriously? Is this real? Hero screams his move set, mushroom storm, wall of fungus, anime style. Fog rolls in everywhere. Turkin's salty, thinking, this kid is the most annoying troll ever. Meanwhile, is looking pretty wrecked. Hero checks the squad's HP, they're hurt bad but like, we're barely hanging on, fam. NG chills out a bit and asks Van, yo, can you spawn more pets? Kid checks his regenerating hands. I got 2 good fingers left, so that's 2 monsters coming up. Hero goes, that's plenty. Listen up, guys, I got a big brain escape plan. Suddenly, Turkin smashes through the webs like the Kool-Aid man, gripping that this is so lame and he's never seen a swordsman throw veggies before. He looks around, wondering if they bailed too. Another rock, muttering, this whole fight is such a waste of time. Then boom, someone pops up nearby, mumbling gibberish. Turkin spots it just a golem. He smirks, smoke doesn't hide noise, idiot, and dives at the sound. Charging up his fist with energy, he winds up and throws a massive haymaker, absolutely decking whatever was standing there. Dust and junk fly everywhere. Guy looks proud for a sec, then his face drops. Uh-oh. Golem hand shoots out the fog. Thing jumps and tries to bear hug him. Totally confused, he yells, since when do rocks talk? Then it clicks, not the golem, it's that weird bag yapping. The bag screams, help. I've been bagnapped. Turkin spins around, confused. Wait. Is that a rope? Sees Hero holding it. Oh, you sneaky rats trying to climb while I'm distracted? He laughs, nice try, but I caught you. No climbing for you. Hero grins back, you sure about that, tough guy? He starts doing some weird move and knee. Asks, are we clear yet? We gotta zoom before he grabs us. Sweating buckets, the kid begs, hold on, just a sec. And says he's never remote controlled anything from this far out. Looks like he sacrificed one of his last fingers for this. But he's like, chill, hope is arriving. There's a finger dangling on the end. Once it hits the top, things start getting spicy. Van goes, I'm gonna make this count. That bear golem marches straight for the dead dragon boss. Falling apart but doesn't care, yanking that grappling rope hard. Almost there. It yeets itself straight at the monster. Down below, Van screams, go. Don't stop. Hook snags the dragon. Golem starts glowing, boom imminent. Everyone watches from the ground like, whoa. Boom, massive explosion, and now the ceiling's cracking apart. Durkino realizes he's been baited. Panic sets in, he needs to bail, fast. He scrambles to shake off the golem. But Ban smirks. It ain't gonna be that simple. That thumb's slow, but it hits the hardest. Gripping the rope, he knows this isn't man versus man, it's man versus monster. The spot where the beast drops starts crumbling. Some monsters just can't be beaten, he thinks. Watching the thing plummet from up top, he knows the goal isn't to kill it. The dragon body slams right onto Durkino. Direct hit. Even so, the dude can't believe his eyes. The hook's still on the beast and anchored above, shaking the whole place. Our hero knows you don't fight fair. Suddenly, the rope yanks everyone upward. Looking smug, he yells, run. Durkino's freaking out, totally stunned. The squad sprints full tilt toward the floating castle. Hang on, someone yells. Almost at the exit, time's running out. Only 5 minutes left. Cutting it close, but doable. He grins at Nero. Honestly? You saved us. Without her muscle, he never would've. Tossed that rope 50 meters up, pure brute force. He's impressed. Thinking back to that toss, he's still awestruck. She blushes slightly. No big deal. Meanwhile, the Necro is deep in thought. Thinking only a powerhouse or a total idiot could pull that off. He says it out loud, and Nero shoots him a death glare. Anyway, one person totally owned this dungeon. Definitely Ban. Perfect rope aim and he took down Dan's berserker. Wild. Dude might be better than a mithril ranker. Everyone's hyped and smiling. G figures the others have never actually cleared a dungeon. But the thrill isn't just about skills, it's that they did it together. Winning like that is motivating. That's why he thinks Petra was the real MVP. The adventurer disagrees, though. Sure, the supervisor did the basics, but the girl drew a crazy accurate map. Thanks to that map, the squad could navigate way easier. Total pro job. Petra's stoked they noticed. Still, she thinks the guy's plan was the real game changer. Now she's wondering if he's really just a porter. Maybe porters are actually cracked. Van asks the lead what happens to Turkin now. That creep needs to rot in jail for good. And we gotta ban him from adventuring forever. Petra's like, whoa, chill. She admits he's trash but says he's mithril rank. High-level players have immunity. When you're at that level, the law barely touches you. Nero cuts her off, totally losing it. That's bogus. Petra sighs, he'll walk free. The squad is fuming. The marshal, artist and Ivan are grinding their teeth hard. Necro Boy says if the law fails, he'll personally wreck the guy next time they meet. Warns that's risky. Turkin wasn't even trying yet. He points around. Check this out. Those KO'd guys? Rachna clan elites. Gatekeepers. Dude soloed them all. And they would have done the same to us. While the brawlers get hyped, our MC stays deadly serious. He says the next part is key and points at the bad guy's cuts. One hit. Total destruction. His real skill unlocks with the right gear. Turkin used a huge sword before, just spamming brute force. Huge power gap, Necro notes. Makes sense. He did beat that fake dragon that took his kid. Saw a greatsword right in the groove. Beast's heart, dude one-shot the boss, no doubt. Naji looks back, the guy vanished with the dragon. Suddenly, someone's gripping a massive blade. It's Turkin's sword. The berserker is back. He looks far, but feels way too close. Spotting the happy noobs, he grins. Bingo. Game time. A red light flares by Naji, who panics. Damn brats, he spits, launching a slash that splits the ground ahead. MC spins around, screaming, heads up. The attack rips through the earth like paper. It hits them. Panic mode, on. Is this the end? The hit tears the platform apart. It's crumbling, sniped from afar. They scramble to hang on, hands bleeding. 4 of them miraculously survived. Hurt, Naji asks, you guys good? Petra says yeah, held by some magical chain. The chain grabs Nero too. He hears the others are wrecked. Ban is totally out cold, but still tied to his lifeline. Dude realized right then, they were totally cooked. Seeing rocks float, he thought. That attack was savage. And obviously, it gets worse. The baddie was already zooming towards them. What kind of hacks is this guy using to wreck stuff? Nagi knew. 1 sec of lag and Durkin catches him. With 3 minutes left, he had to clutch up fast. Getting his head in the game. He remembered he's a porter. He lifts heavy for fun. 1 more carry job? Piece of cake. Hyped up, he got ready to roll. Last delivery of the day, he thought, gripping hard. Wrist bling glowed. Arm up, he pulled the whole crew up. Confident now, he swore he'd carry this match. Hands open like claws, he started spider crawling the wall. Man, this was a workout. Climbing plus carrying people? Dungeon has 0 chill. Clock's ticking, every second is key. Nearby, the ground started shaking. Durkin jumped huge to catch up. They were out of time. Nagi made it to the top, lugging the sleeping Necro. The girls were right on his tail, boosting each other along. Time was up when bam, something crazy happened fast. The enemy wasn't tired at all. Total tryhard. It looked happy? Nagi panicked as time ran out. Destiny ahead, so close and blindingly shiny. Finally, the gang got inside. Boom, the dungeon core right there. Battered and tired, but the finish line was close. Nagi grabbed his bag, just smash it to win. He yeeted a sword straight at the rock, yelling that breaking it ends the nightmare. Sword flew true, then a huge rumble hit. Durkin jumped in the way like a cocky jerk. He swatted the attack away with his blade. Nagi's sword dropped. Didn't even scratch it. Dude paused and went deep voice. Time's up. Jewel cracked, stone sinked, and boom. A giant light blast blew up from the middle. Red light flashed everywhere from the fail. Miles away, some guy saw the angry sky magic. He knew it, cried, we're toast, and prayed. A red-eyed creep popped out of the light. A wolf thing followed. Just great. Suddenly, the glowing rift spat out a swarm of creepy figures. Every single one looked like straight-up nightmare fuel. A buff shark dude stomped out, causing some lady nearby to freeze in terror. The girls realized these beasts weren't just back from the dead, they were spawning non-stop. Total dungeon break scenario. Amidst the madness, Durkin gripped Nagi's neck, grinning like a creep. The guy happily bragged, saying he never gets bored of this show, no matter the rerun count. That is when the ugly truth hit Nagi hard. Durkin has done this whole monster outbreak thing before. The villain admitted it, claiming a noob like Nagi wouldn't get it. Breaking a dungeon resets it to hard mode, meaning way better loot drops. So all this crazy drama was happening for something so petty, proving this guy gave 0 cares about the town's safety. Laughing at our heroes. Shock, Durkin sarcastically echoed the word petty. Smirking, he He stressed that pros only care about fat loot above everything, adding he didn't give a hoot about those losers. He claimed adventurers aren't heroes, just greedy jerks chasing gold. Listening to that trash talk, Nagi felt pure hate for guys who use OP skills for being totally toxic. Right then, he fully grasped the massive pain creeps like that unleash on everyone. He zoned out, spotting a bird cruising through the sky, as the feathered friend ignored the mayhem, soaring right over the rift. The next part was weird. Suddenly, some hunters scrambled while a crow flapped wildly overhead. Nagi realized some folks have insane power plus a justice complex. Turns out, a girl was riding that bird, casually munching on toast. While snacking, she calmly said she'd locked on, looking super focused. Then she did a sick backflip mid-air, yelling that she'd smashed the rift before it expanded, charged up a lightning blade that looked absolutely electric, and hurled it at the portal, zapping that shark dude instantly. Boom! Huge smoke cloud, and the bad guys started freaking out. Because of that, the flames from the strike started roasting the monsters one by one. Another hit landed, trapping the rest while they ran around clueless. Meanwhile, Durkin just stood there gaping, same as Petra, who was shaking like a leaf. Finally, the new girl stuck the landing and bossily introduced herself as Agnes Ferd, Twilight Wind's VP, and asked, "What's the deal here?" This chick wasn't your basic adventurer. She was mithril tier top of the food chain. Mobs were still kicking, but the rift acted sus. Meanwhile, Nee was wrecked, post-brawl. His pal panicked, "You alive?" He grinned through the pain. "I'm good, but look." He pointed Petra at a glitchy spot. Real talk, something was going down at the gate. Totally unreal sight. They gaped as the rift zipped itself shut. Turkin looked salty, even for a baby rift. Still, sealing it in one hit? Impressive. He thought that squad was toast. Curious, he asked why she was at a spot dead for 3 years. Then the lady got serious. She dropped his title, Hurricane of Dawn, and said the mess spoke for itself. A mithril failing here? Zero logic. She figured the breach was on purpose. Turkin got hyped. "You tryna throw hands?" He'd been dying to duel Agnesa. But nah, bad timing. Naiden was out of juice. Plus, he recalled the boss's order, "Don't make a scene, mission done anyway." He grabbed his sword to dip. Agnesa touched her blade. "Running away?" she teased. He stayed chill, "Don't get it twisted. Even pros need luck. Can't promise a W today." "That," Petra shrieked, "liar. He sabotaged the raid and tried to wipe us." He just shrugged, "You really think so?" Smirking, he spun a wild tale. "Maybe a curse made you confuse friends with foes. Implied the friendly fire was accidental." Petra was fuming. "Check the evidence," he dared. "Oh wait, dungeon's dust now." Oops. Dumb excuse, but the association buys it. Total BS, but mithril status equals instant trust. Low-ranked noobs could scream truth all day and still lose. And that jerk was milking it. Hurricane smirked, said they were finished and peaced out, teasing, "Catch you later, pups." Everyone froze, just watching him bail. Angie sighed. Dungeon stopped, then totally crashed. Dropped to his knees. The girls freaked out. Agnesa stared, realizing the dude was wrecked and absolutely toast. Suddenly, whoosh, huge wings flapping. Someone signaled to load the boy up. Aeon's express ride. Girls watched the lady shout orders to the Thunderbird. Crazy raid over. Village survived the night. 0 damage. Later, the guild came by like, "Oops, our bad." Though, obviously, all of that was totally fake. Thanks to Agnesa, our boy got saved and hit up Bellin. Hidden in that aesthetic city? The Twilight Wind Guild base. G was snoozing like a baby. Woke up groggy, clueless about where he was. Blinked open his eyes on a crusty bed. Sat up groaning. "Yo, where's this?" Petra was face planted on the mattress right there. Hearing noise, she started waking up. Saw him awake and panicked. "You good?" The squad was there too, hyped he was alive. Still dazed, he asked what happened after Durkin dipped. So they spilled the tea. Twilight Wind HQ. That lady saved him. Even got a healer, which explained the lack of scars. Just sleepy. Friends were chill. He flexed, easy work for a pro. Unlimited stamina. One guy pumped a fist and was like, "Our first run as a team was a trip though." Then he got sappy about the happy villagers. And realized what being a hero actually means. Some kid gave the necro a flower. The text for saving us started as a loot run for glory, but ended up saving homes. They apologized for being jerks to Nagi and promised to level up and become legends. They saved a village. Our hero grinned, "Love to hear it." Felt awesome knowing they protected the place. But now? Truth bomb time. He wasn't actually gold rank. Actually, he was ranked lower than the whole squad. Just a white rank porter. Would they still be cool? And immediately shut that thought down. Nope. Nagi picked his words like stepping on glass. Guys, don't freak out, but the squad looked a bit shook about the truth bomb coming their way. So he spilled the tea. I faked being a leader. I'm actually a total amateur. Shockingly. They were totally chill about it. Nero shrugged, acting all cool. Had to be done, dude. We get it. Asterisk poof. Asterisk friendship vibes gone. Just pros and a luggage guy now. She even cracked a joke. Next time? You're hauling my gear. Walking off, they told him to chill while they dipped for a bit. And time slam asterisk, door closed. Gone. Petra frowned. Did you seriously have to spill the beans to them? He grinned. Look, they're gonna be legends. I'm just a town mule. We'll probably bump into each other anyway. Better they hear it from me than the rumor mill, right? She felt bummed for him, but he looked solid. True facts. He wasn't a pro. Being an inspector, she knew the type. Most of those guys only cared about personal fat loot and would do anything to get paid. Not heroes, just greedy scumbags. But this kid was built different. Zero profit incentive, yet he still wrecked that dungeon. Risked his neck just to save villagers. Pro bono style. So who cares if you're not official? Petra grabbed his hand. To me? You're a total hero. He blinked, shocked. Asterisk me, a hero? Yeah right, asterisk. Meanwhile, everyone's eyes were glued to Durakan and Agnesa chatting. He glanced away and spotted something funky going down. Asterisk boom. Asterisk gold light everywhere. Loot drop time baby. Nagi skipped over to the chest while no one was looking. Summoned his last HP to grab it, then face planted. Totally worth it. Mission accomplished. Snagged the whole haul for the second and day. Time running. He'd unbox that swag later. But Petra wasn't the only one confused. The squad was clueless too. Nero whispered, get this, our boss claims he's a porter. B was like, you catch that, duh. The necromancer nodded. Obvi. Their theory? Nagi? Was LARPing as a weak porter but was secretly gold rank. Our guy thought he slick talked them. But honestly? They were way more gullible than he thought. Nero even swore to protect his cover. Meanwhile, Durkin was stomping across a bridge. Some dude mentioned rumors. Any interference? Shame if there was. He mentioned a weirdo swordsman and getting mixed up with Twilight Wind. So he hits up, Al, you member? Duke v. Eslo? Dawn Guild's watching the audience. Know too much? Fake or T-Wind, you're done. Meanwhile, Agnesa struts through HQ, thinking, if nah he's for real, he's cracked. Flashback to her chat with Petra. Still a drive left. Spill the tea, she said. How'd you get wrecked? Why you here? Aggie pressed. Petra started sweating bullets. You know I snuck in uninvited, huh? Dying inside. Aggie goes, roster's off. Chill out, she told her. Just girl talk. No snitching to the cops. Just gotta vibe check one thing. Nissa's like, been tracking breaks. Dawn Guild sus. One popped nearby today. Petra's ears perked up. What's the link? Aggie nodded. Just a theory, but gimme the dirt. Petra goes, if that's the vibe, I get it. But keep Nahi's crimes on the DL. Honestly, dude needs a trophy. She promised to spill the whole dungeon tea. Aggie thought about it. The gold leader was a porter? And they almost won? She bet if Dawn Guild hadn't meddled, he'd have won. Air porter? Legend. Respected his grind the most. The fact, he risked it all to stop the break. Hero looks at her, nah, you saved me. Aggie, sure? He nods. K, listen up. By the power of Agnesford, subcap of Twilight Wind, I order you to join. Asterisk smiles asterisk. Hero's like, nobody ever thanks me. T-Wind used to be the GOAT Guild. Boss vanished, we flopped. Meeting time. One girl wasn't feeling it. We desperate, but not that desperate. Gold rank anchor speaking facts. Then someone said the quiet part loud. Nines agreed. Aggie went rogue. Isn't he just a poser porter? A fake luggage boy? Hard pass. Pero, bronze healer, rude. I say yes. That chick claimed she only helped cause the dude was hot. Peruro snapped back total lies. She just healed him, though she did dig his messy hair vibe. Stone begged him to chill. Agnesa already bailed anyway. As a bronze tier tank, he asked who he backed. Perot growled, watch your mouth. Sweating bullets. Stone stuttered an excuse till a voice cut in, save the drama. Just then, a lady came to drop the bomb. Rejected. The squad froze, totally shook. Meanwhile, our boy was chilling in his room, taping his hands and tying his hair. He muttered. All set. His pal asked if maybe he should chill first. He was like, nah, sitting around drives me nuts. She nodded, but still. Asked why he ditched the guild. The perks are huge, dude. Our guy said he knew the perks were sweet. But honestly, dealing with crowds is a pain. He likes keeping it low-key. Petra said if that's his vibe, she won't push. But yo, this was the second run-in with Dawn Guild. Wouldn't backup be safer? He said chill out and noted he survived. You think they care about a random porter? Cool then, she said, and had to bounce back to HQ. He grinned and said thanks. She's like, nah, thank you. Need anything? Just hit me up at the office. He thought a sec, then gave a soft smirk and nodded. Hyped, he went to check the loot before dipping. Was it a weapon? Maybe some epic gear? He opened the bag calling gluttony. He basically dove in. Where you at? Digging around, he finally grabbed the little guy. Why didn't you come when I yelled? And eyed its weird face. Thing was like, it's nothing. Did you peek in the chest? What loot did we get? Little guy swore it was empty. Naji was like sus, but Gluttony insisted it was chill. Hero wasn't buying it. Move over, let me see. The thing screamed, no. He popped the fancy chest, expecting epic loot, but his jaw hit the floor. Yo, what is this junk? He wondered whose spawn these little weirdos were. But seriously, why were they chilling inside the loot chest? He grilled Gluttony about the missing reward. The blob looked super sweaty. I'm innocent, it cried. I was just organizing the bag like a good helper. Then I saw these rock-looking things. Next thing you know, one of them cracks open and boom, a tiny hand pops out. Gluttony watched the show, and suddenly, it was a baby invasion. If the blob wasn't lying, these had to be rock golems. Maybe some monster taming nerd would pay cash for them. But they looked pretty useless, which was a huge bummer. No sale meant no cash to restock his dungeon gear. So, what was he supposed to do with the runts? Gluttony piped up, calling them tragic little souls. Apparently, the dragon snake totally used their parents. Can I keep them? I promised to babysit, it begged. He sighed. Fine, maybe they'd earn their keep later. They're your problem now, he told the blob. But, if they act up, I'm kicking them to the curb. Gluttony cheered, yay, new roommates. Seeing that grin made our hero's eye twitch. Hold up, he panicked. Are there more than 3? He bailed out of the bag. It was a total zoo in there. That rift loot was a complete bust, but at least the Plum Cave run paid off. Mood lifted, he headed to the trading post to cash out. He dumped all the magic stones and monster bits on the counter. The geezer handed over a heavy sack of gold. Cha-ching. He hadn't seen this much cash in ages. He grabbed smoked shrooms and those pricey boom shrooms. Stocked up on grub, sharpened his blades, and got more flash bangs. He stashed a cut of the cash for Van and Nero. With the leftovers? He had a brilliant idea. Treat yourself. Time for an epic food tour. He strolled off, totally clueless that someone was creeping on him. Is that the kid who messed with the Dawn Guild? The spy wondered. Thought it was hype, but he's seriously just a white rank. Locking up weaklings is one thing, but rumor has it he actually threw hands with Huracan. Yo Zero, he asked. Think the kid's actually tough? The shadowy figure nodded. The stories are true. Twice isn't luck. Even a white rank can be deadly. Stay sharp. Usually I wouldn't waste time on a low rank scrub, Zero added. But this kid, he's definitely hiding a secret skill. I've got high hopes. He better not bore me. Dude crouched on the roof, coiled up, then straight up yeeted himself off. Our boy was vibing in the city, just chillin', until his spidey senses started tingling. The popsicle stick he was munching on snapped as a fist zoomed past, barely missing his nose. Yikes. Yo, who the heck are you? Nah, he shrieked. The guy grinned, hyped that the kid reacted to his killer vibes so fast. He bet big money this kid wasn't just some random luggage carrier. Now he was super curious, things just got way more spicy. Our hero just grinned awkwardly like, bro, what are you on about? Boom. Another strike. G barely swooshed out of the way in time. Quit playing, the guy barked. Show me the moves. I want to see the skills you use to mess up my guild. MC started sweating bullets. Who is this psycho? He spotted the chest badge. Gold rank mage? Weird. Why's a wizard fighting like a ninja? Make it make sense. The bad vibes were real. Freezing up meant game over. Time for plan B. He grabbed a weapon from his sack. Finally getting serious? The guy teased. Show me the sword stuff you used on Jeff. Hero charged with. Mushrooms taped to a sword? Nope, Low-grade mushroom boom shrooms. Porter tech for the win. K-a-blam. A massive smoke cloud swallowed the street. Fighting adventurers head-on? I ain't crazy, he smirked. Time to yeet. He sprinted, thinking, I'm dead meat, I'm actually dead meat. He screamed bloody murder. Help. Stranger danger. Help. Guards. Call the cops. I'm getting mugged over here. A guard rolled up, looking confused. What's the drama? That fake adventurer tried to unalive me, he's a total crook. The guard blinked. Isn't that Naeed from the Dawn Guild? The kid ran away? That's lame, the guy sighed. MC wondered if this was Petra's revenge plot kicking in. But attacking in public? That's totally unhinged behavior, no matter the beef. The guard nervously asked the dude. Sir? Can we discuss this? Guy smiled. What incident? Then jumped. You mean this one? In a blink, he caught up to our hero. Class is in session. Smack. Naji flew straight into a brick wall. Heard you poisoned my crew, the guy monologued. Wrecked a dungeon, just a porter causing drama. Everyone knows you don't mess with the Dawn Guild. That's total cap, our hero yelled. He screamed, they tried to kill me first. It was self-defense. You gotta believe me, please. Bystanders just stared. Panic set in. Petra was right. The guild owns this town. There's no escape. Nobody backs a total noob here. Zero clout in saving him. Some rando in chat claimed they heard the same tea, but simping for Dawn Guild pays better. Rumor was some luggage boy was scamming the pros and others said pack mules think they're main characters now. Guard told Naji, I get it. You handle this mess, fam. Dude was totally vibing with that answer. Smirking, bet you didn't see this L coming. Zero squad. Hero goes, why so extra? You know your guild is toxic. Said it was. Game over. Why chase clout with this revenge plot? Guy admits, true. But nobody cares about NPC drama. Still, you dented our rep big time. And Dawn Guild doesn't ignore even tiny L's. Gotta make sure the server fears us. Mess with us, you pay. You're just a meme to scare him. Chill though, not gonna unalive you today. He keeps loot from his kills, sure, but keeping a noob's badge? Cringe. Zero flex in that. So I'm just gonna give you a nasty makeover. So that Scar tells everyone, do not mess with Dawn. Pop, ult activated. He lunged at our boy, threw a cross slash that barely missed his nose. Thought he was solo, but times clank times hit a wall? Glitched out? Nope, lady spawned in, put that toy away. He's with Twilight Wind now, she dropped the info. Touch him, and you're fighting the whole squad. G strolled the ghost town, Shadow creepin' behind. Shadow asked, you cool with rage quitting like that? Guild management ain't gonna like this ending. Dude shrugged, didn't have many cheats left. Agnesa boss fight? Not on the menu. Could've soloed her, but someone paid her tab already. Said the whole raid felt kinda mid in the end. Felt empty. Thought the kid had more hacks. Good stats for a mule, but still trash mob tier. Sure, it ended fast. Being camped is scary. Kid was probably shaking. Shadow nodded, valid. Dude smirked, then oops, random cut on his cheek. Did Agnesa clip me? He wondered. Shadow sighed, bro, you really lagging? Look closer. Rewind the tape. Frame by frame, remember? Go back to the spawn point where you met him. Meanwhile, Nee started replaying that glitchy attack as Hero was dodging like crazy, till the kid whipped a weapon from his pack. Shadow guy was like, yo, Nee thought he bagged the win, right when he thought it was good game, thinking the kid rage quit. Remembering that X/lock straight onto the kid. Then Shadow goes, but the kid pulled a clutch move. Provin' he wasn't done, just campin' for the perfect shot. Bam! Hero flashes a hidden sleeve blade, ready to clap back. Shadow explained, he used the high ground and a secret weapon. Looking back, our boy froze like a deer while the attack came in. Realized nobody backs a porter. Gotta save his own skin. So right at the buzzer, kid yeets the weapon at his op. It slipped past the attack and nicked the assassin's mug. Shadow asked, how many times I gotta tell ya, Nee? Think you won? That's when you get sloppy and get wrecked. Assassin admits he slipped up, but he was hyped. Interesting. He added that. Maybe he ain't feelin' so empty inside after all. Both him and Shadow seem chill, planning a rematch in real life. Later, Hero hides his blade. Glad he had a backup in case the backpack strats failed. Still ain't enough to be a legit adventurer though. If Agnesa didn't carry him, he'd be toast for sure. Did Dawn Guild really send a top tier sweat just for petty revenge? Honestly? He hopes he never sees that tryhard again. Suddenly, someone asks, why the long face, bro? Teasing him. You scared? Like, totally traumatized by all that drama? Guy explains that kid's infamous, a total guild troll, runs a thief gang and guards just ignore it, wild. Stone dude chuckles, heard rumors about the guild, but didn't think they'd be petty enough to grief someone like that. Agnesa agrees. That's why she figured. Hiding in a dungeon beats the city, hence the trip. She asks why not raid with him? Hero prefers the porter life. Wait, ain't it getting kinda chilly in here? First time seeing a graveyard in a B-rank dungeon. Creepy. Guy laughs. You chicken? This runs a cakewalk for us. Tells him to trust the great nines, loot the goods, and follow my lead. MC thinks he's right. Even for a B rank, they got gold, silver, and the big boss, the mithril rank member. Mithril on a raid is total overkill, but one worry remains. Usually, B rank dungeons require a balanced squad or you're dead. But us? Oops. All warriors. Being a one-trick team usually means game over when surprised. Suddenly, Agnesa yells, hold up, welcome party's here, she quips as zombies shuffle in. The rotting creeps eye our group, but she just shrugs, gearing up to brawl. Sword out, I'll take out the trash, she says. Bam. One swing and zombies are literally splitting. Mid-fire, she spots something, and more enemies rush her. Spins, unleashing a fire arc that toasts everyone nearby. 2 or 3 baddies can't take the heat and crisp up. Then boom. A massive beast steps out of the flames. Big zombie glares at her and roars like a maniac. MC thinks, mid-bosses already? In a B rank? Seriously? Nines is just hyping her up like a cheerleader. Monster grabs a rock, tries to smash her flat. It lunges, she dodges. Creature looks totally dumb now. Blink and she's behind it, ready to wreck. She triggers her magic sword skill, Ignonian. Beast freezes, helpless as she lands hit 1. She strikes fast from the back, unleashing a crazy combo. The thing can't even block. It screams, burning from all the cuts. Next skill, blooming flowers. Sounds pretty, right? A fire flower blooms then boom. Major damage. We just watched the fireworks show. Wow. MC goes, that's mithril tier. We stare like it's a movie. Nah. Guess worrying about our team comp was dumb. Seen tons of adventurers, but never skills this cracked. Talents are like, super key traits for adventurers to use class-specific hacks. Power levels vary wildly. Oh, and one more thing. Why pros can fight such OP monsters, mostly in mithril rank? They master talents to insane levels. Agnesa yells, move it. Before they respawn, she sprints off. Respawning is the big gimmick in graveyard dungeons. Mobs here are usually weaker than others, but the catch? They infinite respawn. Annoying. So, the dead ones wake up and chase you down non-stop. If you're too slow, you're basically toast. Get surrounded and it's game over for this dungeon run. That's why bringing a priest is basically mandatory. Need someone to perma-zap them or splash holy water. Pricey skills, but crucial. Dead guy screams mad loud respawning. Nines is like, yo, the zombies already caught up. See, told you we needed Poro, he whines. Our guy goes, wait, who? Explains there's a priestess camping out at the guild. She's a total demon though, charges cash for breathing. Wants insane money just to join the party. Greedy fake priestess asking if the guild's too broke for her. Agnesa's like, save the drama for later. I got the front. Stone, slow the rest down. Tells Nines to sit back and cheerlead or whatever. Our dude asks if Nines is sitting this out. Guy looks super cringe. Starts mumbling he, forgot his weapon. MC stares like really? But Guy blames the rush. Oops. Agnesa rolls her eyes. Classic him. Always forgetting stuff. Like that raid where he forgot his whole kit. Nee laughs. Chill, I got a stash of weapons. What kind of sword you rockin'? Pulls out blades. Long sword? Bastard sword? Pick one, knight. Hearing that, the guy freaks. Rushes over and grabs him. Asterisk bonk times headbutts him. You absolute moron. MC hits the dirt. Ow. What's your deal, psycho? Nines yells, listen. I only use my sword, Elizabeth Probast. It's my knightly vow, bro. MC sits there confused. This guy is bonkers. Stone yells, yo, something's off with the monsters. Points out there's way less of them and they're moving like snails. Agnesa spots it too. Huh, weird. Walking like their feet are glued to the floor. Squints closer. Wait, are those tacks on their feet? MC grins, nothing special. They respawn anyway, right? Worst part of this dungeon is getting mobbed by zombies we already killed. Just slows us down. So I used a porter trick to hit the brakes on them. Dropped tacks behind us as we walked. Thought it was low-key lame, but it worked. Teams shook. Wow, way more useful than nines. Slayed him. The squad books it through the dungeon, stressing about those respawning creeps. 9 is totally losing his mind, swearing that if he had his gear, this wouldn't be a problem. Agnesa snaps back that whining won't save them from getting swarmed right now. Someone spots the exit. She yells the code for Rocky to act. Dude instantly pops a defense skill called Stone Shield. Bam! Walls shoot up, boxing those monsters in. More freaks show up, but hit a dead end. He yells done, but warns it won't hold forever, so they gotta move. Finally, they hit the basement level. 9 asks what kind of dungeon puts a lake in the way, but our MC points out that at least there's a raft just chillin' there. 9 rolls his eyes. Wow, how thoughtful. Either way, gotta hop on before the zombies crash the party. 9 calls it a trap, claiming the raft will sink with all that heavy metal. Agnesa tells him to strip since he ain't fighting anyway. MC agrees and tells him to shed the armor. Dude looks shook. He tells 9 and Stone Guy to dump their gear on the raft. They listen and peel off the plating, down to their casuals. Agnesa watches, gets weird, and screams while blushing. How much are you taking off? 9's like, weight reduction, bro. Stone Guy sighs, here we go again. Next second, the squad is floating across the lake. Suddenly, 9 bursts out laughing, recalling Agnesa's panic scream, teasing, didn't know you could squeal like that. Smash cut, 9's got a black eye, mumbling, my bad. Then he promises to keep his clothes on next time. She roasts him for forgetting his weapon and being useless. He claims with Vow power, he'd still crush it, despite forgetting his rank. Annoyed, she's like, that's the problem. Why make a promise you can't keep? MC thinks about night vows. You swear on your beliefs for skills. It sets strict rules. You gotta follow to get insane buffs. 9 swore to never fight without his sword, Elizabeth, so he's stuck with that rule. In return, Elizabeth becomes a legendary unbreakable blade. It's a trade-off. MC notes vows aren't usually weaknesses, wondering why everyone keeps them secret. Agnesa says that's standard. This guy yaps too much, everyone knows his deal. He still claims they're OP, but Agnesa points out he always forgets the sword. She calls him a moron but lets it slide for now. Then she asks about the bag, eyes wide, is it true stuff vanishes inside? Then 9 breaks it down, the weight isn't gone, but storing stuff triggers a sick anti-gravity cheat. You could haul 2 full suits of armor and it'd feel lighter than a feather pillow. Stone's hyped, saying that beats 9's sword, mostly cause that turkey was straight fire. He adds he never expected grub that good in a dump like this. The kid nods in agreement. Even Agnesa was face deep in bread while wrestling that zombie. She turns bright red, whining that she didn't get a lunch break. She snaps back that he was chilling while she hunted, and he claims he tried his best while someone asks if he's on vacation. Then our guy pauses. Hold up, bad vibes incoming. Agnesa clocks it too. In the next second, they're swarmed by boats packed with brain eaters. Everyone spots the creeps as the fleet closes in. Raft's a setup, he says. Total trap to drown adventurers. The girl adds that fighting on a wobbling raft is a major fail. 9 gapes. You knew it was a trap and still let us board? She just shrugs. Yep, pretty much. It's a dungeon, bro. They don't leave rafts out to be nice. 9 is floored to find out it wasn't a freebie. Agnesa notes the issue, trap or not, there's too many mobs and she's the only heavy hitter. She figures if she goes boat hopping, their raft becomes an arrow cushion before she lands. Suddenly, someone yells, I got this. He says the water beasts are tough, so they gotta speedrun through the line. She asks if his bag is the secret weapon. Hero grins, heck, yeah, hang on tight. The whole squad looks totally confused. Then he triggers the air compression and injection combo. Boom! A massive wind gust blasts from the bag, launching the raft like a rocket. Agnesa gasps, is that wind magic? Nah, nothing fancy, he says. Just squeezed some air in there and let it rip. He explains he figured out that leaving the bag open on a breezy day bottles up the wind. Anyway, dumping it all at once does this. A zombie aims a bow. Then the whole squad starts firing at our crew. 9 grips the bag tight and hits the turbo button on the raft. The monsters are shook. The girl yells, wait, watch the road. He spots a wooden barrier blocking the path. Wow, these zombies were super extra with this trap. Agnesa readies her weapon to smash it, but our hero stops her. Wait, we got the edge. I'll help too, he adds. Fire and wind make a sick combo. As he mimics her, she gets it. Our guy grabs his bag, it's showtime. They unleash a wicked fire and wind combo. A blazing tornado barrels straight at the shield. The monsters freeze, totally helpless, until bam. They get toasted. The barrier cracks and lights up. Then, kaboom! Smithereens. Out of the fire, logs pop up, and they ride their sketchy DIY raft forward. Boss lady looks smug. Finally, they reach the spot. Roll call, she says. Dang, we barely made the cut. He scans the area. Yup, definitely boss lair vibes. Welcome to the Death Zone Fortress. A fort inside a tomb? Okay, this just got real. 9 rolls his eyes. Look, we've got skills, but isn't this way too hardcore for a B rank? Rocky points out, normal squads would have wiped already. Why do we always pick the nightmare levels? Can't we just chill? Leader shrugs. Hey, we signed the contract. We're basically the cleanup crew for failed runs. Rocky grunts. Our guy sighs. Whatever. I just carry the bags. Agnesa cuts in. Stay sharp, even B ranks have nasty bosses. And wouldn't you know it? The big bad finally decides to crash the party. I glowing, the zombie hisses, you dare enter my crib? Total noobs. Yup, it's a lich. 9's freaks. A lich? In a B rank? You kidding me? Classic bad luck. His buddy adds, never seen one in real life. It's a mage class monster, which means tons of nasty, random surprises. She thinks, ugh, I'm already drained from carrying this team. Blade out, gotta end this before it gets weird, she thinks. She lunges. The thing just stares and grins. Usually, zombies are just mindless rage bots. But this guy chills. Liches are built different. Even dead, they're total knowledge nerds. It scans her instantly. Ah, tanking to protect the squad. She blasts it with fire. Bingo, it found the answer. She blinks, it's gone. Then, the air above shimmers. The elite lich hovers overhead. You fools, it cackles. Time to serve me. Agnesa screams, everybody scatter. Crimson energy explodes outward. Our boy stares, stunned. Chains and magic flood the room. A massive spell forms, he thinks. We are so screwed. Suddenly, Agnesa freezes. Then, a creepy smile creeps up. He realizes, uh-oh, she's switched sides. Grab Nagi and bail, 9's yells. But Rocky hesitates. What can you do? She's too strong, we gotta bolt. 9's ain't vibing with that, though. He rushes the ops. He's like, what you on about? And hypes himself up, claiming knights never bail. Claims Aggie's out of juice and her fire's dying. Adds that obviously, she soloed the dungeon, implying it was his big brain plan so he could box her barehanded. She preps to throw hands, powering up her sword. 9 stands center stage, ready to rumble. He focuses up too, but literally the next sec, his plan flops hard. Aggie blitzes him with fire. He face tanks it like, yo, what? And wonders how she's still got HP left. She winds up again, barely whiffing him. He's dodging for his life, zero chill from her. Keeps chanting, knights don't run, knights don't run. Then pops his secret knight skill, tactical retreat. The squad books it to escape. Her, when 9 zooms past yelling, wait up. MC goes, thought you were gonna scrap? Dude's like, JK. Who fights Aggie and lives? Not me. Rocky says he expected 0 from him. Cause he bailed on zombies before, claiming no weapon again. Then our hero flags the squad and points, yo, check it. Boats at the shore, zombies spawned, he says, we're trapped. Rocky sees the mob. Knee goes, big yikes. Horde outside, and looking back, he notes Aggie's inside too. Rocky steps up, vowing to stall for time. Uses a skill, makes a shield, rocks float up everywhere. Throws his rock wall skill at Aggie. She just stares, blank face, eyeing the incoming boulder. She hops off her spot and parkours off the rocks like a pro. Leaps rock to rock, not stopping. Rocky knew she'd do that, too fast, he thinks. Can't touch her. Our MC is totally wowed. There's gotta be something to pause her, just a sec. Needs to be legit though, cheap tricks won't fly. Digs in his bag, lightbulb moment. Chucks stuff at her, hoping this actually works. It whizzes by, distracting her. Hero triggers seek and take. Aggie chases the snack looking thing. She freezes, totally vibing with that sugar rush. Nahi knew it even brainwashed. Her snack instincts are OP. 9's is shook but admits he knows. This won't last, screaming for everyone to yeet themselves into the fort. Moments later, he is absolutely out of breath, noting she stopped chasing them for a sec. Meanwhile, the zombie squad is regrouping on the hills outside. Nahi wants a strat, but 9 says, not gonna be easy, fam. He points out Agnesa is getting boosted by that lich. She should be on 0 mana, But the Lich fed her magic, so she's fired up. Swears he totally would have soloed her without that cheat code. Stone guy goes, "Sure, bro." Then Nines asks, "So, what is this spot?" But our main guy is clueless.